Good morning, everybody. Dan D. Federicis of Saratoga Report, and I am here with someone that's become a friend of Saratoga Report, Bill Teator of Saratoga 250. We spoke in this manner a couple weeks ago, and we're following up. If you didn't catch that, I will post that previous one on Saratoga Report as well. Bill, the Saratoga 250 is so damn exciting. First of all, Bill, this, as exciting as the track is, as exciting as SPAC is, that's an every year thing. This is a once in a lifetime occurrence with the most major portion of our country's founding and history and so forth. This is, I keep borrowing Billy Fusillo's, the late Billy Fusillo's line. It's huge, and it really is, and it's damn exciting.
Yes.
And it's going to affect this, and it's not just something you have to wait for like the Olympics. It's happening now. It's happening in 2027, and if we get time at the end, I'd like to talk to you about post 2027 as well. For those just tuning in for the first time, not too familiar with it, would you give an overview of Saratoga 250?
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for the enthusiasm. We share it, believe me, and hopefully everybody in the region and beyond will share it. But our Saratoga 250 is quite literally celebrating, commemorating the incredible victory at Saratoga in 1777, coming up on 250 years ago, 248 years ago, this October 17th, 1777. 248 years ago, the British Army, led by General Burgoyne, surrendered right here in what was the Saratoga district of Albany County. And it literally was the turning point of America's Revolution. So again, having a 250th commemorative period in our lifetimes is kind of once in a lifetime. But the great thing is we can stand on the shoulders of not only amazing and courageous patriots and everyday people and leaders who won that incredibly precious victory that turned the revolution in our favor, literally saved America's Revolution. But we're standing on the shoulders of people who took time, treasure, and talent to commemorate it for eras prior, the 100th anniversary, the 150th anniversary. They were all doing their part to steward this amazing heritage and preserve it. Literally preserve the hallowed ground that the Saratoga National Historical Park does an amazing job interpreting today. The reason we enjoy it is because generations of people like us really were excited as you are, Dan, and as we are, and took time, energy, and effort to put their work into preserving this history. And that's what we're doing with the County of Saratoga's amazing leadership and incredible network of private friends of our campaign for Saratoga 250.
I love how you acknowledge your predecessors in this, in some cases long before any sort of electronic media, not to mention social media. Before there were telephones, they were celebrating this. And that had to be a monumental task. And I love how you do that. And just to touch on the battle once again, folks, this cannot be overstated how important it was. Bill said it well, but Bill, it also, and I took this off your website, it also brought France into the war, which really, it was the Saratoga battle that the French looked at and realized we were the real deal. Am I saying it correctly? And that got them involved and really kind of put England in a spot where they had to surrender eventually.
Absolutely. And the reason that, again, these commemorations can be so meaningful is there's so many relatable aspects from the personal stories that we'll be telling, but even impacts like that. We can all look at conflicts happening real time in the globe, as much as we don't want them to happen. The repercussions are similar and you see parallels. So yeah, France entered because you put it well, honestly, because they could see we were the real deal. We had leadership, we had the organization, we had, courage and numbers, surfacing here on our continent, if you will, that wanted to be free from Great Britain. And it became a world war, literally. I mean, from world powers of Europe, everybody was sort of picking a side at that point forward after Saratoga. So yeah, you can't underestimate the impact. And, we want to remind the nation and the world, honestly, that Saratoga is by no means an afterthought. It is literally the main turning point when you think about the war for independence and literally everything that preceded or that has succeeded it, American style constitutional democracy was genuinely revolutionary, and this helped usher it in. The victory at Saratoga helped usher it in.
Good. And I have the Saratoga250.com, the URL, folks, on the bottom, but they also they've got incredible videos, really captivating videos of not just main stories, but side stories, such as Lady Ackland that we spoke about, that was posted on Saratoga Report probably 2 days ago. And it's on your YouTube channel, which I'm flashing on the bottom of the screen. And then tell me a little bit about the Saratoga Revolutionary experience.
Yeah, so great. This is a sneak preview. Dan, you're the first to hear about it. We will be rolling out Saratoga Revolutionary Experience.com, and it's meant twofold. Like, number one, that will become our heritage destination, like traveler platform. So imagine, like all of us, right? We go with our friends or our family and we're looking at places to go, things to do. Of course, you can search Google or you can end up at TripAdvisor, etc. But this is really our region, Saratoga's effort to curate. Here are the heritage sites tied to that revolutionary and significant victory, and fun places to go round out your day, right? So we all like to go grab a great bite, have maybe a couple of local beverages, breweries. We like to take nature walks, go to different eras of history. So we won't only exclusively feature revolutionary connected heritage sites, though we will absolutely prioritize those in guides and collections that can give you a curated, ready to go itinerary. But we absolutely love the collection of heritage we have in our area. So we'll have Grant's Cottage, places like the New York State Military Museum, and all the amazing local museums in our communities, Brookside down in Ballston Spa, to, again, museums like in the middle of Canfield Casino and Congress Park. So we're going to really tie together and remind folks that, as you mentioned, Saratoga's racetrack, it's industrial era architecture, Saratoga Performing Arts Center. They're incredible friends and partners of ours in all of this promotion activity, as is Discover Saratoga, of course. But we want to really put that solid third leg of the stool, history, at the forefront again. And some of what you're showing is how we're already collaborating. This is a way, the Saratoga Revolutionary Experience is what we hope will be a really evident way for retailers, food and beverage locations, others, like I said, nonprofit heritage locations like Hudson Crossing Park is another great one just out in Schuylerville, to be partnered with us, to be evident in this planned, curated itinerary hub, Saratoga Revolutionary Experience.
And this isn't limited to online. You're out in the community. In fact, I think you were at the Saratoga County Fair 2 weeks ago, and you're at the Washington County Fair this week. Is that correct?
Yeah, so absolutely a big presence annually at the Saratoga County Fair. You see Lauren Roberts right there, center, with Steve Bulger, to her left, our right. There are county leaders to this whole effort, really generating the initial drive and vision, and now delivering and executing day in and day out. So Lauren and team have been out at town days all over the county all summer long. At SPAC with the Philharmonic, and on and on. And there's so many events coming up this victory season. As you may recall, we call September and October victory season in Saratoga, because that's when the battles and the surrender occurred. So yeah, credit to them. Their vision and leadership and ongoing effort is really front and center. So you see booths like that. You'll see like our augmented reality displays, great other resources, games for kids at a lot of the events that they go to from the 18th century, inspired by the 18th century. Reenactors, our events coming up this victory season annually, every Columbus Day weekend is our Siege at Saratoga weekend, where living historians, like you're seeing here, military and civilian, engage with the public. It's free. It's held out in cooperation with the Saratoga National Historical Park, who are amazing partners. There you're seeing one of our actual live replica 1777 cannon fired by incredible group of living historians, led by Mike Companion right there. So we have this every October Columbus Day weekend on Saturday and Sunday. This year it's October 11th and 12th. So bring your friends, family. It's a wonderful place to go out to the battlefield. And then we are featuring a lot of activities now down in Fort Hardy Park, right in the middle of Schuylerville, which was really where the whole siege, the surrounding of the British and the literal grounding of their arms by the British regulars happened in what we all know of as modern day Schuylerville. So we're increasingly bringing the Saratoga Revolutionary experience right into the heart of where that surrender happened. And that's where we'll have a physical hub. Again, a great credit to the leadership at the county. They are real time. This is another sneak preview for your viewers and readers, is real time. The literal Saratoga Revolutionary experience will become a physical hub starting this fall through the next years to come, right in the middle of downtown Schuylerville, cohabitating with what's currently the Champlain Canal Gateway Region Visitor Center. So we'll have two eras of history represented right there on two different floors in the middle of Fort Hardy Park, with a whole lot of new interpretation of Saratoga's revolutionary experience.
And back to October 11th and 12th, can you restate what is going on then?
Absolutely. October 11th and 12th. This will be, I believe, our fifth annual, at least the fourth. Apologies, we're already losing track. It's good problem. Like, we've been doing this recurring event Saturday and Sunday of Columbus Day weekend, October 11th and 12th this year. Living historians, both military and civilian, will be at multiple sites across the Saratoga National Historical Park. So like you're seeing here, at stops on the tour road of the actual battlefield, there'll be military historians at a couple of different locations, British and American. And then down at the Schuyler House, which is beautiful estate, actual 1777, December 77, rebuilt home of northern, home of Philip Schuyler. We'll have civilian historians there, and a tent with a lot of those activities for kids and families. And then right in the middle of Schuylerville at that Champlain Canal Gateway Region Visitor Center, we'll have activities right there as well, and next to Fort Hardy Park. So you can come, all ages, genuinely will find something interesting, from the toddlers to grandparents. It's a great weekend.
Two great terms there, Bill. Family friendly and free, right? That's
exactly.
You can't beat that.
Exactly. And honestly, another great way that it brings to life how, fall up here is amazing anyway, but our Saratoga Revolutionary Experience online hub, that's where, again, we can round out that day for people, whatever age you may be, going in and taking in this heritage. You can round it out with the Stewart's Shop ice cream, on your way, or up to Saratoga Apple right nearby Schuylerville for your apple picking, and go out, Bound by Fate Brewing, and have a meal and some local brews. That's literally how we'll curate that experience for people and really put our history front and center, and how it can be fun and an engaging activity.
I've been in Schuylerville a fair amount recently, and a little bit even in Stillwater. And that region there, that stretch on this side of the Hudson, as well as the Washington County side, it's like an underappreciated gem, isn't it?
It really is. Oh yeah, absolutely. And combining with Warren, Washington, and down the Rensselaer, along the Hudson corridor, there's a reason for literally centuries, well preceding any of us, that corridor was a main route, right? The waterways connect people, and right now you have all kinds of efforts that are already in place and ongoing to make more recreation happen along that stretch. So absolutely right. You can go out into Washington County, and the Battenkill is a place people can float and fish, and over into Saratoga County, there's absolutely efforts for more landings, in the communities to use the river. So yeah, we really look at a lot of what's out there in the eastern part of the county as an untapped asset in some respects for that tourism base, that we really value in Saratoga.
And going back to the Saratoga Revolutionary Experience, I love that you're going to have this hub. I've lived here 25 years, 20 in Saratoga, a few in Albany. And sadly, I've only been to the Saratoga National Historical Park like twice, and that was to go on a run.
Yeah.
So I feel like shameful about that. And now I'll have guests out of town. I'll be able to plug it in rather than going to Google, which is can be hit or miss. I'll have a trusted source that's uber focused on that, and
Exactly.
and obviously Gettysburg's a different war, a different place. You're not trying to be Gettysburg, but
Right.
yet it seems to me after 2027, or certainly between now and 2027, but even after, our Revolutionary War history here is going to be on a higher plane, I think. Is that?
Yes. Yes. No, that's a great point. Absolute parallel in some respects, aspirational goal for sure. I mean, that really catapulted in the 80s with an incredible historical novel, Killer Angels, and then miniseries, if people remember those, were made for TV miniseries of Gettysburg. And that catapulted that locale again into incredible, destination. So we do look at aspirational comps and revolutionary heritage area battlefields around the nation. We're absolutely tracking and monitoring. And we know we have an incredible asset that is, somewhat underappreciated. So like we discussed last time, we'll be tracking with our friends at the National Park Service their data on growth of annual visitors. But we even have incredible parts of the story already out. Like I said, all around Schuylerville was the siege that led to the surrender. And a lot of those grounds and places are under nonprofit controls. And that's where this revolutionary experience we're curating can tie together a whole nother part of the story and a whole nother series of people and stories to learn in a fun way. And that's our goal, is to tie together those other community-based assets that tell the fuller picture.
I'll end, because you sort of segued me there, but I'll end with words from one of your videos. It starts off with, Saratoga County residents live on sacred ground.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if, speaking for the community at large, I don't know if we've appreciated that enough. I think you're changing that. Folks, get a taste of this October 11th and 12th. Like Bill said, October weather generally is beautiful here. If we get a nice fall day, absolutely be there. I will be there with my family. Hey, cannons! I've never seen a live cannon shot. That alone will, the kid in me, the boy in me, that'll draw me there. But the history and everything else will certainly as well.
Let me put a couple of more quick plugs, and I won't belabor it, Dan. On that October 11th, on that Saturday, we'll also be unveiling with Stewart's the Henry Knox themed ice cream, and they'll be graciously provided by Stewart's for 2 hours in the middle of that Saturday. Free ice cream scoops for families, right in the middle of that Fort Hardy Park area. So that's another draw for October 11th. But also a reminder that this December, all the way from Fort Ticonderoga through our entire greater capital region, county to county, will be a commemoration of the amazing feat. Look at Henry Knox's noble train of artillery, and you'll be dumbfounded what pioneering grit and determination did to found our nation. They took 59 heavy cannon from Fort Ty all the way to Boston in the middle of winter. And we're going to get to commemorate that right in our backyard. Saratoga's playing a real leading role in it. So stay tuned for more events for the winter, all about that. And one last one, as part of that same amazing October 11th, 12th weekend, the Navy's 250th birthday is Monday, October 13th. Stay tuned for something pretty exciting that we're likely to reveal here very shortly for that Sunday, October 12th, in partnership with the Navy and SPAC.
And as I understand, the Navy was founded right around here, correct?
There's some debate to it, but yes, there was a good claim to our region. So we're going to be really excited to share soon how we're going to put what we think will be the largest Navy 250th commemoration on right in our backyards as well this year, this October. So stay tuned.
That is so darn exciting. We're going to talk more. We got to talk more about this, Bill. Excellent. Thank you for joining us today, folks. October 11th and 12th. There's a lot to take away from this discussion here, but in the immediate sense, because that'll sneak right up on us. That's less than 2 months away, and that'll just sneak right up on us. So mark that down. plan on going there. Bill, I hope for great weather that weekend. And thanks for joining us today.
Of course. Thanks so much for everything you do. Thanks for having me.
Okay, Bill. Thank you. Bill
Take
Teator,
care.
Saratoga 250.